Hi, everybody. Today we're going to go over the weekly summary of experience hours form, also known as the BBS weekly logs. And I'm going to teach you how to access this form through the BBS website. It's really good to get familiar with the BBS website because they're going to have the most updated versions of things at all times. So if there are any changes, you want to come take a look at the BBS website. So you're going to go ahead and go to bbs.ca.gov, hover over applicant, and you're going to click LMFT. Scroll down to forms and publications, click forms, and we're going to find our form right here, the weekly summary of experience hours. Go ahead and click on this. And it's going to pop up. This is what the form looks like. And the beauty of this version of it on the BBS website is that you can type directly into it. And once you're done, you can download it and send it to your supervisor for signatures. I already have one that I've downloaded and filled out as an example for you. So I'm going to show you this and walk you through what every section is. Here, you're going to have your last name, your first name, and your middle name if you have one. This is where your supervisor's name is going to go. One thing that I will mention here is since your supervisor is signing off on this, which I'll get into a little bit later, if you have more than one supervisor, you are going to have more than one form. So each supervisor is going to have their own form to sign off on. So keep that in mind. This here is when you started your graduate program. So for me, I'm the class of 2023 in the daytime program. So my program started on September 7th of 2021. This is where you're going to put the name of your practicum site, and this is going to be your practicum site's address. One more thing I should mention here is that if you have more than one practicum site, you are also going to have more than one BBS log. So keep that in mind. This is your status when the hours are logged. For us, it's going to be trainee because we're still in graduate school. We are in practicum. But as you can see here, associates also use this form. Just make sure you click trainee here and have that box filled in. So I'm going to scroll down to actually filling out the weekly logs. Make sure you have the correct year here that you're logging for. And each log has room for up to 5 weeks that you can put on it. One thing I should mention here is that if you are doing this in Tavera, which by the way, we have great tutorials on how to do this through Tavera, Tavera will always start your week on a Sunday. You, if you're doing this by hand through the BBS website, you can also have your week start on a Monday, but just make sure that whatever day you're starting on is consistent. So if you're going to do Sundays, stick with Sundays for all your forms. And if you're going to do Mondays, stick with Mondays for all your forms. This column here, column A, is direct counseling with individuals, groups, couples, or families. What this column is counting is basically how many hours of direct therapy have you done this week. So for me, for example, I put 5 here. And one thing that I should mention here with the star, this includes telehealth counseling. So obviously with COVID, a lot of things have changed. The world of therapy as we know it has probably changed. So telehealth experiences absolutely counts. Please, please, please log those. A1 is a subset of column A, and it's the diagnosis and treatment of couples, families, and children. So this is basically of these hours, how many of these hours did you spend with couples, families, or children? So the reason that you need to differentiate this is because in order to get licensed as an LMFT in California, you need at least 500 hours of working with couples, families, or children. This can be through your traineeship or your associateship, but it's really important to differentiate that here so you're getting your hours. So for example, on the week of 710, I did 4 therapy hours with clients, but one of those hours was done with a child. So that's how I'm specifying that right here. Column B is non-clinical experience. So non-clinical experience most often consists of supervision. but it can also consist of things like report writing, writing your case notes, and also doing trainings. So if you have any questions on what counts as appropriate non-clinical experience, make sure you ask your supervisor. So I have those hours for the week listed here. And then B1 is individual or triadic supervision. So for me, I have triadic supervision for an hour every week. So I'm putting that here. And then B2 is group supervision. So at my practicum site, we have 2 hours of group every week. So I've indicated that here as well. Total hours per week is pretty easy. You're just going to add up the values from column A and column B to get that here. And that's how many hours that you did that week. I see that my math was totally off, but please ignore that. And then here you're going to have your supervisor's signature. So one thing that I should mention about your supervisor's signature is that you want it to be written out. That can be written out with ink and a pen, or it can be written out with a mouse pad like I've done here, but just make sure that it's a properly written out signature. And then down here, you're also going to have your total hours tallied up. This is how many hours you've done in the whole week, and your supervisor is, or not in the whole week, I'm sorry, in the whole log, and your supervisor is going to sign off on that as well. So, yep, this is the BBS log. It's pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it, but if you have any questions at all, please reach out to your GA team or your clinical training coordinator. We would love to help you out on this. Thank you so much.